All right, a quick message recap from today. We talked about seeds and how God is a God of abundance. He has no problem with abundance, and we need to stretch out our borders. And the parable of the sower talked about 100 times return. That's pretty impressive. And so if we're expecting God for a big harvest, there's some things that are God's part and things that are our part. And our part is we have to sow generous seeds if we expect a generous harvest. And in order to do that, we have to know the difference between bread and seed. The Bible talks about in 2 Corinthians, it talked about how God gives bread for us to eat and seed for us to sow. And we tend to think that all of that God brings into our life is all bread for us to eat. And then we end up eating our provision, eating our seed, and then we don't have anything to sow. But even when you do get seed in the ground, you can sometimes get seed in the ground and nothing's happening. And so we've got to be continually encouraged to not dig up in fear what was planted by faith. And so if God wants us to plant it by faith, to be planted there, to be believing God for big things, be believing God for the breakthrough, the restoration, the financial breakthrough, the ministry thing to happen, whatever it is, then we don't panic our way out of a harvest, because God is faithful. And so for those of you guys who wrote down those prayer requests, you got the date on it, mark it, stay faithful in prayer, take that into your prayer closet, keep sowing seeds, know the difference between bread and seed, and then don't dig it up. Keep it planted, because the space between seed time and harvest is not called waiting, it's called trust. And we can grow deep in our trust during the wait.